if my class can allow international students to sit in on-site or online, then and the international students they cannot understand Chinese. In this situation, then English must be required, right? So this is one of the examples to make the teaching in a situation that English is required.
Here, Google Scholar is particularly for the academic reference. So you can key my name and all my publication, not all, maybe just some. You can get the publication here. So if you are interested in any paper here, and if you want to get a PDF file, you can let me know. But I think most of them have a PDF file. You can click on this, but at least you can read the abstract. But if you are interested, you can let me know. I can send you the electronic copy. And also you can go to the CEPS. But this is primarily for Chinese paper database. You can also find out my publication here in Chinese. And another place is master thesis and the dissertations database is primarily in Chinese. So here, National Digital Library of Taiwan of thesis and dissertations in Taiwan. For local students, this is a good place to start to collect some data or literature related to your topic or your thesis. It's very complete and comprehensive. Maybe it's the best database in Taiwan, I would say this. Okay, so then you can click on the advisor. In fact, that's the English version. So just click on advisor and use my name, and then you can see all those papers under my supervision as an advisor, if you are interested. So now, in fact, I'm trying to you how to do the literature review. These may be the three major places you can, the first step to figure out the brief background of your topic, and you can get a further, deeper understanding of your topic. For this class, as a supporting materials, I would like to make sure you can know how to audit. So after you log in, then you can see your name here, and then we can search research method. So then you can get quite a few research methods. Okay, for example, understanding research methods, qualitative research methods, particularly the first one, understanding research methods. I think some of the topics or materials will be very helpful. The second one, qualitative research methods. This one is more related to qualitative research. And also methods and the statistics in social sciences. Maybe this is more related to data analysis, but still this is an important topic in this course. So for example, let's look at understanding research methods. Click on this, research. And because I have already audited here, I just enter this course. And then probably then I can show you how to do the audit. So I think I may need to find out a course that I did not audit yet. How about this? Survey data collection and analytics. I think this one is more related to research methods, specifically talking about a survey. One type of data collection using a survey. In social science, surveys one of the important important methods or tools to collect data. So maybe later we'll come back. We may use some materials here. Okay, let me click on this one. I didn't audit this class. I can show you how to audit. Let me show you how to have a quick look at this course. I think this one include seven courses. So framework, data collection, questionnaire design, sampling, dealing with missing data. Okay, maybe I just pick up the framework called Data Connect. Maybe just this one. Okay, so now framework for data collection and analysis. So for example, you are interested in this course. Here again, free registration. Okay, then here is very, very tricky. Listen carefully. I would like to emphasize one more time. Here is try, but I don't mean try. I mean audit. That's very important. Very, very important. Audit, not try. Here start to try for free, but maybe you are required to enter your credit card number. After a deadline or a deadline, if you pay attention to the deadline and you pass the deadline, maybe they will charge you without telling you. So that's very important. I don't mean you need to pay. So be careful. Audit, not this one. Audit, this one. But maybe for international students, in your screen, you can see the English version. So pay attention, audit. That's a small word here. That's a very, I think probably that's the most tricky part to audit the Coursera course here. Okay, click on this one, then I think you can have a look all the materials in this course. So for example, when we come back to the materials here, this is reading materials. Okay, now you can see everything. You can look. Reading materials, video, you can see here. So then just click on one. Click on not the first one, because everyone can watch the first one. But in order to show you have already succeeded to audit this course, you need to at least the second or the other videos. So okay, click on the second one. And then you just do the pre-screen for this, and then I can understand, and then I can know you have you know how to do this. Ethical guidelines of social research. I think this is important to be aware of this. Social research must bring no harm to research subjects. Participation should be voluntary. Okay, here is a research process. Clarify the question, the research question. And based on the research question, you may design the research and then collect data, analyze the data, and the report, make a study report. Okay, maybe the process could look back, so it's not just linear. So there's a need to rethink and revise the various elements in the process. So sometimes just go back and then not absolute linear. Sometimes it will look back to make some adjustment. And here, check here, if relative detail is known about the phenomenon to be investigated, exploratory research is warranted. On the other hand, if the problem is precisely and unambiguously formulated, descriptive or causal research is needed. So here you can see the process, although that's in Chinese, but still you can have a look at this one. So at the beginning, for the research question or research purpose, if the relative
information is there or is not, maybe they will conduct exploratory, or maybe that's more related to qualitative research. And then later, they may, if the question becomes more clear or less ambiguous, then they will try to use the descriptive or even design an experiment to do the causal research, to find out a causal relationship. So sometimes people may conduct mixed research, qualitative first and the quantitative later. But it's also possible quantitative and qualitative later, because, for example, from the survey, they get some unexpected result. So they may conduct a qualitative, like interviews, to find out the possible reasons or possible explanations for the result, for the unexpected result. Quantitative can refer to number. So it deals with numerical data. And the qualitative, maybe you can look at this LI literature, maybe words, non-numerical data. Okay, and these two have different focuses. If for the qualitative, usually we want more deep information or detailed information. You can use this example to describe this bridge. This is more related to the qualitative, because qualitative is more subjective. So they have a different point of view. Although when we conduct qualitative research, still we want it to be as objective as possible or as systematic as possible. But compared to quantitative research, qualitative research is more subjective. So here, 4, 7, and 9 are statements related to qualitative or quantitative. Number 4, require that the researcher maintain a distance from the research. 7, complicated statistical analysis. 9, deduction. These 3 are more related to quantitative or qualitative. Okay, so yeah, it's quantitative. Okay, good. Okay, good. Thank you for your response. So here, 4, 7, 9 is more related to quantitative, and the others are more related to qualitative. So here you can see inductive from the observations to the generalizations to theories, and deductive is the opposite way. And here another examples. Inductive is here. We can see the scatter plot up here between the grays and the hours studying, and then from these observations, and then they try to get the generalization and maybe find a pattern here, keyword pattern, and then may get a tentative conclusion. Okay, this is inductive. And the deductive is different. Deductive, they may have a hypothesis first. So they hypothesize that the grays and the hours studying has a positive relationship, and then they will conduct an empirical research to get a data. For example, to get a sample and ask all the participants or all the students about their grades and about the hours they are studying, and then try to use a statistical analysis to see whether there's a relationship, positive relationship between these two, and then maybe the correlation coefficients is high, then they will say the data support the hypothesis. So maybe then if the result is statistical significant, then they will say the hypothesis is supported. Okay, then I would like to ask you a question. Further question. So for the needs theory, we mentioned some observations, two broader generalizations. So can you guess for the needs theory, what were the possible observations that Scholar Maslow might use to get his theory, and then he generalized that probably people in general has 5 basic needs. You can check the Maslow. Maslow is a doctor, so the observations probably are from his patients. For this study, or we may just discuss, explore business opportunities or service innovation using Taiwanese elements in spectator sports. What do you think? In this study, how many major concepts in this study? Or how many variables you think are there in this paper? How many major concepts or variables? When you do the literature review, when you read a paper, maybe this is a question you can ask to help you quickly catch the points of the paper. So I think the major concept is Taiwanese elements. So everyone here probably agree with this one. Taiwanese elements is a major concept. This study tries to examine here. But for how about spectator sports? Spectator sports, I think, is also important in this study, but I think you may try to clarify spectator sports. Maybe that's the field. This study it tries to conduct in spectator sports, not other fields. So this is like a boundary, a research boundary. We try to see the Taiwanese elements in the field of spectator sports. So we may see the Taiwanese elements is the beef meat in a hamburger. This the major role for this study we try to know, but the field, only in the field of spectator sports. So spectator sports is the research boundary, not other areas. For example, in the food industry, or in the travel, or in the tourism industry, something like that. However, this study only focus on the spectator sports. So if we say the major variable or major concept for this study, we may say Taiwanese elements
is one of them. It's the major. We are try to examine. However, for spectator sports, this kind of only the research boundary or field. However, how about business opportunities? Okay, maybe I will try to explain another one. The subjective coding and the text mining. Yeah, these two are important concepts, but that's about research methods. So that's not these two are not the major roles in this study. I mean, the major topics in this study for this study to examine. So there's only two terms in the research methods. Yeah, for readers, if they want to know, to understand the research methods, they need to familiar with these two terminology. But these two are not the major topics or ideas or variables this paper trying to examine. And how about business opportunities? How about business opportunities of service innovation in this study? I would say this like a perspective to look at the Taiwanese elements in the field of spectator sports. I would say business opportunities of service innovation is kind of like a perspective or theoretical background to check the Taiwanese elements. For example, we want to see whether these elements, maybe you can see it's delicious or not, or cultural value, a cultural perspective, or any other different perspective to check this concept, Taiwanese elements. However, in this study, we only pick up one perspective. That means there is the business opportunities of service innovation to check, to look at these concepts, Taiwanese elements. So in my opinion, maybe just one Taiwanese element. Taiwanese elements is only one concept in this study to examine. Okay, I think before we discuss this, I think I may give you an example. Then, based on this example, then you may have a more feeling about this idea. So now, for example, if we use a questionnaire, and this questionnaire ask your the gender. So, for example, male, female, and another question or other questions asking how often do you watch sports? How often? For example, every day, or 6 days a week, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 2 days a week, 1 day a week, or almost no. Anyway, we can design a questionnaire like this. So the respondents can answer that these two questions, male and how often they watch the sports. And then after we get the data, and then we do the data analysis, and we find that the result shows, it seems, when we compare the male group and the female groups, and we find that it seems the male group has higher frequency than the female group to watch the sports. In this study, we use questionnaire to get the data. It's just one one time. So let's create cross-sectional. But in this study, how do we decide independent variable and dependent variable? Will you say the independent variable is gender or the frequency? Maybe we just call sport spectatorship. Which one? For the independent variable, is it, do you think it's gender or sport spectatorship? And why? Why do you think? Independent is gender, dependent is watching sport. Okay, good. I think this one is not difficult to answer. But why? Okay. Because gender cannot be changed. Yes, this is the answer that I want. Because we cannot change gender. We cannot manipulate variable which is difficult to change. Then this kind of variable tend to be independent variable in a cross-sectional study. Okay, so gender is one of the example. Other examples like in fact, all those demographic variable usually they will be considered as independent variable because usually they are hard to be changed during a short period of time. For example, at least you need to take one year or 1.5 years or even 2 years to get a graduate degree, right? So basically your educational background, your educational level, today, tomorrow, during this week is the same. It's hard to change. So demographic variable usually is considered as independent variable. How about any other things that may not be easily changed? Can you think of any other examples? And for this reason, these kind of variables will be considered as independent variable. Okay, let me tell you. Belief, value, all these things are not easily changed. It's hard to change. Like the value or personality. In Chinese, you say 江山易改，本性难移. So these kind of variables tend to be independent variable. Okay, and the behavior usually are considered as dependent variable because usually they are influenced by a person's value behind to influence their behavior. Okay, so behavior usually is a dependent variable. Okay, this is very important. Okay, here is independent and dependent variable. Sometimes we use other terms, but that's the same. Okay, that's what I mean. The degree to which each variable may be altered. So, for example, the gender is hard to be changed, to be altered. So this one will be the independent variable. And the time order between the variables, the time, for example, the time 1, time 2, the variable happened in time 1, and this variable will become the independent variable. For example, in here, like a stimulus and the response. So this one in the stimulus, time 1 is a independent variable, and response, this dependent variable. So that's a sequence, the time order.